Hello everyone, Elwood Sparks here, and welcome to Terraria, Journey's End. Now, this is a series I've been wanting to start. Initially, I wanted to start this series after I've been done with Minecraft, but recently I've been thinking about it and I think it'll be better if I were to start this series and pause low ranked for a while, so this will be the series that will go with low ranked. Now, Terraria is much like Minecraft in its idea, but with a few key differences. Unlike Minecraft, Terraria has a bunch of other new challenges, a bunch of classes that you can try out, and a lot more mobs, you could say. So let's start here with single player. I've already made my character, but if you're new to Terraria, you can make a new character by pressing new and customizing your character accordingly. There are I won't go too much into the customization, but I'm going to go into the difficulties here since they are the most important out of like making a character. So we got Journey, Classic, Medium Core, and Hardcore. Journey is basically registering every item in the game, exploring what the game has to offer. It's like a pseudo creative mode, you could say, because you can go God mode. And this is commonly just used to see what's new in Journey's End. Now, with Classic, this is the mode that most players use for their Terraria journey. With Medium Core, this is a harder version, and Hardcore, which is the same idea as the Minecraft's Hardcore, which is you can't play the game when you die. So we're going to go with Classic as that's what my character is right now. So let's press play here, and as you can see, I've already have worlds downloaded it in, but these are worlds that I used to customize my character into what it looks like now. You can't find this in the character customization, so you have to go around in the builder's workshop in order to customize your character even more. So far, I've only kitted my character out in terms of fashion, which means that this is all of this that you see, even though it looks endgame, this is mostly all cosmetic. They don't have any stats inputted towards them. All of it is completely cosmetic, so it's still basically a new game. So yeah, we're going to press, since we don't have a world already made, we're just going to press create new here. Now, there are a lot of options into creating your world. You can randomize the name, you can set the name, you can randomize the seed, you can set the seed. These are the size of your world. I like medium. These are the difficulties. Journey, I've already gone through. Classic, which is the standard experience. Expert, if you want a little bit more of kick. And Master, if you want a horse to kick you down. In proverbially. So we're going to go with Expert since I like a little bit of kick in my game. Not too much, so that not too much that I would literally be unable to play the game. Unlike Master, I feel. But yeah, I'm more used to Expert. Even more probably than Classic, since Expert gives much more items, and I think it's the more authentic experience if you are if you've at least completed Classic, since it feels more complete as Expert. So we're going with Expert, And this, you can pick a random, you can pick any of these two, but I generally like corruption more. These are what Terraria fans or Terraria people call as world evils. You can pick either of the two. There are certain exclusive items that you can get from picking either. But for the fun of it, I think we should go with random since we I think the class we're going to go with here are both strong on either of the options here. Maybe much less Crimson, but I can deal with Crimson being there. Now, I'm going to be randomizing the name for a bit, just so it can I could feel a bit more engaged. Now, there are a lot of random names here. It's actually pretty amazing how much how much random names you can generate with this here. So I'm gonna Loss of Services, Indecisive Crown, Harsh Eternity of Wings sounds edgy. Auska, Rift of Grass, The Great Region. Yeah, that sounds pretty decent. Now, if we're all complete here, we just press create and it'll start generating our world. And judging by the color of the loading screen, we can see that we're going to be spawning in a corruption generated world, which is a world evil. So yeah, the purple one. So as I've said before, I'm going to be playing with a class, which is, there are 4 classes in Terraria: melee, ranged, mage, and summoner. I'm going to be playing with summoner since that's the class I prefer the most and the class I favor the most in generally almost every RPG game. So we're going to press favorite here just so we can see it. We can see it already, and we can press move to cloud just in case we lose the data of this world, just so we have a backup of the world. So yeah, we're going to press play here since we're pretty much ready now, and here we are in our new world of Terraria. Now, unlike Minecraft, Terraria gets you started with a bunch of tools which are made of the lowest quality, which is in this case copper, because actually I think even wood is much stronger than copper in terms of this game. So yeah, and already we can see one of the more unique enemies to Terraria, which is the slime. Now slimes can come in many different forms. This is the purple slime. I think it's one of the more larger types of slime. And since we're in a expert difficulty, this is going to be a bit hard to kill. I think we're going to need our guide to help us. Now, in every Terraria game, you're going to be spawning with a guide with you. Now, guides mostly serve there to guide you through your journey through Terraria. They help you in terms of, like, if you talk to them with the right click and press crafting, you can see one of the recipes there, and if you put a material here, you can see what you can make with it. So yeah, it's overall a pretty useful guide to keep around. There's also the happiness mechanic, but we're going to be talking about that in the future when we get to one of the more integral parts of Terraria, which is again unique to the game. So yeah, for now we're going to be focusing on again getting through our first night. Same standard idea as Minecraft. So yeah, we just collect wood and kill these slimes here so we won't get interrupted. As for the other slime there, I think think, were you? Wyatt can take care of that. So we're just going to be chopping some wood. Now, unlike Minecraft, the trees won't drop saplings, instead they'll drop acorns, which is generally the same idea. You can plant acorns in order to regrow trees and have your little tree farm already. So let's start with the foundation of our house. That one... Oh yeah, occasionally slimes will spawn with something inside them. In this case, this slime has what I think is copper. So yeah, we're going to kill him just for that. There you go. We got 12 copper ores out of that slime. So sometimes they spawn in with a few ores inside of them. Sometimes even with potions. It really is pretty random. So yeah. Now, if you can see this small slime here, this is one of the more rarer slimes, which is called the Pinky. Now the Pinky, you could probably consider this as a mini boss of sorts. I'm going to run to Wyatt here just so he can help me deal with it, because Pinky has a lot of health despite its small size. And we're probably going to spend the entire day killing him if we don't get any form of help. Unfortunately, I don't think I can waste time killing Pinky despite the good drops it gives us. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to ignore Pinky for the most part while trying to deal with these other slimes that get in my way. Now, for the most part, Terraria gets you started with a lot of mobs, depending on how hard the difficulty is. In Expert, it gets you started with a lot of mob spawns, like a lot of slime spawns. So yeah, I think that makes it generally harder. I mean, mobs like slimes are generally passive in the beginning until they are attacked, which is mostly due to the fault of our little guide here, but we can't really control his AI in order to not attack the slimes. It's just in his blood to try and protect us from harm. Now, with the advent of the music changing, that just means that there's an event happening. In this case, I think this event is called a Windy Day, which provides us with a bunch of new mobs to find, which we're going to be seeing in a bit here, I think, if it wants to spawn. But yeah, it's going to be spawning a lot of flying mobs, like flying slimes, or just angry dandelions, which are mobs unique to the event itself. So yeah, I can't lie. This music, this soundtrack gets me into a building mood. Like, I really like the soundtracks that Terraria has, just in it of itself. And ooh, wait. So this is one of the rarer spawns, which is a gold bunny. Unfortunately, we can't catch that yet, even if we wanted to. Now, a gold bunny can be caught by a method I'm going to exclude until we get it. But yeah, this this little guy can be caught, and he can be sold for a large sum of money. But for now, he gets to roam scot-free. And and I probably, oops, I accidentally killed him. Rip. But yeah, those guys are worth 10 gold. 10 gold in this game is pretty hefty amount of gold. But sadly, he just wanted to walk into my melee range there when I was fighting a slime, so can't help that. Got a decent home going here. And as you can see, it's getting darker. So let's hurry along with our home here. Oh, there we go. That's one of the mobs that spawn in the windy day, which are the flying slimes. Usually they're pretty common, but I'm not sure why they aren't flying around as much, despite the difficulty. I think it'd be a good idea to get our first set of armor. Now, which are the wood armor. And our first weapon. That is, for some reason, much stronger than the copper weapon, but it is what it is. Now, with this weapon, I think we can fight back against this thing. Since it deals far more damage than our copper weapon, and it has a much more preferable swing range, since it is a long sword instead of a short sword. So yeah, it'll take a bit of time, just a little bit more swings. This is pretty riveting stuff. Pinkies have like 300 health, which is already a lot of health at this stage of the game. It's basically kind of like a small boss. A mini boss. A literal mini boss. So yeah. Gonna kill this guy with a few more swings. And sadly, he didn't drop what I wanted him to drop. Sad. Now, what I wanted him to drop was the slime staff, which is a very rare summoner weapon, which used to be the starter weapon that you should get for summoners, but due to the difficulty, Relogic has recently added a few more weapons to the summoner itself, so you still don't start with them, but there are a few ways you can start as summoner. You can either get what is called a finch staff, which is a staff that summons little birds to fight for you, which is a really good alternative to the slime staff, since the slime staff is so rare. Like, it is incredibly rare. Now, you might be wondering why I'm placing down sunflowers everywhere. This is just so that the amount of mob spawns are decreased in general. So because it gives you this buff, which is happy movement speed increase and monster spawns reduced. So yeah, it's pretty useful to have if you ever pass by a sunflower. They're very useful to have around your base, as it reduces mob spawns much more in later stages of the game, where you will really need that reduced spawn rate. So yeah, unfortunately it's nighttime. We can't really get out since these mobs are really strong with a decent amount of health to them. So yeah, we're going to weather out the night here for a while. But since this video has gone on for so long, I think I'm going to end it there, guys. So yeah, if you like the video and you're new to the channel, Make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Make sure to also ring the bell for future updates and support me on my channels, link in the description. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you stay safe during this turbulent quarantine, and yeah, see you guys.